Alright, I thought I'd show you a feature we have in the Japanese Experiment Module, or JEM, and that is the JEM Airlock. And this airlock allows us to send small items from inside the space station to the outside. In fact, let me show you. So here's one hatch of the JEM Airlock, and the other one leads to space. It happens to be located right next to a window here in the JEM, which I can open. Well, I can open a shutter on the outside. And right out here is space. Directly outside the JEM is the JEF, or Japanese Exposed Facility. There's lots of interesting payloads out there, and the other thing you see right in the center of the screen right now is the end of the JEM arm. That is a small robotic arm that can move equipment around on the JEF. And so the way this works is that we can send equipment out through this airlock here in the JEM. We prepare it inside. We put it on a slide table inside the airlock. It slides into the airlock itself. We close the hatches. We depress the airlock down to vacuum, and then the hatch on the other side of this airlock leading out to space opens, and the JEM robotic arm can extract the payload, and then the main space station robotic arm, our Canadarm2, can actually do a handoff with the JEM robotic arm and take control of the payload. So most recently we used this capability to deploy some small satellites, and what I'm doing today is I'm going to open up this hatch here and pull all of the equipment that was used to launch those satellites, the satellite launcher, and I'm just going to deconfigure it, get it off of the slide table here in the airlock so that we can have the airlock ready for other activities. Actually, able to unlatched.
Do you need except for the external SEO for 5CD?
Ah, the smell of space. This volume was most recently at vacuum and then repressurized. But all this equipment in here was recently at vacuum. And it creates this interesting smell. The other time we smell this is when we come in from a EVA or spacewalk. Some people say it smells like burnt chicken. I think it smells just kind of metallic, maybe like after a lightning storm, but a really, really strong version of that. It dissipates after some time, but you really smell it when you first access any equipment that was at vacuum. Alright, it's time to extend the slide table. This is a cool mechanism. It automatically extends. I've done all the command setup, and I'm one switch throw away from extending the slide table. Here we go. Now we've got access to do work on the satellite deployer. Alright, before I get started removing all this hardware, I'll take you on a quick tour. So this is our launcher that deploys these small satellites. The satellites come out this way, toward you. There's actually two launchers, this one and this one. And this unit here is actually on a spring. So inside that rectangular tube that can hold a good many of those small satellites, there's a spring in the back, and that provides the force to launch the satellites. To hold them inside, there's this little lock. It's popped open now since it already deployed the satellites, but when it's holding them in, it's held in place by this small cam that can rotate, and a simple command from ground controllers allows that cam to rotate out of the way, and that's what actually launches the satellites. Now back here, you see everything's covered by this MLI, or multi-layer insulation. Underneath the MLI here we have an electronics box and some wiring to control those mechanisms in the front. And then back here toward the back of the multi-purpose experiment platform is this grapple fixture. And this grapple fixture is what allows the robotic arm to grapple on and manipulate this hardware into a good location to launch the satellites. This experiment platform is currently on the GEM slide table, but that can actually be released. So that's another one of the commands that ground controllers send, is once the robotic arm has grappled on to the experiment platform, it can be released from the slide table and manipulated in space. All right, we got that satellite deployer removed from the slide table. And now it's just that MPEP, the multi-purpose experiment platform, remaining, and I'm going to retract it back into the JAXA Airlock and get the hatch closed back up. Alright, I'm done with my work at the JAXA Airlock. I do have one little piece of trash here. I put away all my other tools and equipment, but the last thing I need to do is throw this piece of trash away. It goes to a specific, what we call JSB or jettison stowage bag. These are blue bags that are basically trash bags up here. And we have a specific one for hardware trash. So I'm going to take this from the JAXA here over to the PMM to throw it away, and I figured it's a good chance for a quick tour. So we're in the JAXA right now, facing station port, and we're just going to fly on over to the PMM. Come with me. We're going to make the right turn here into node 2. Now we're facing station aft. Coming through the US lab. And into node 1. We'll make another right turn facing station port. This is node 3. Got Sultan doing some exercise here. We're going to pass on by into the PMM. And back here, now going station forward at the back end of the PMM, we have all these trash bags. Get flipped around here. And one of these is for hardware. So I'm going to find it. Here it is. And this is where I will throw away my small part. Hope you enjoyed the overview of JAXA Airlock Ops and found it interesting, and have a great day.